senior class president, Miss Jillian Elena Luce, to the podium. She is the daughter of Edward Luce and Deborah Burke, who will provide the senior welcome.
Mrs. Meyer, Mr. Whipper, Steve Bowser, members of the board, faculty and staff, family, friends, and class of 2011. As president of the senior class, I am honored to welcome you to our commencement ceremony. I'd like to start off by sharing with you the future goals of the class of 2011. 26 will attend a four-year college or university. 30 will attend a two-year college. 5 will attend a technical school. 6 will enter the military. 10 will be joining the workforce. And 1 is undecided. And with that, I'd like to say something I can hear. Hello. How about those last 12 years? I guess that's why they call it Holton, Kansas. You guys may not know this, but I consider myself a bit of a loner. I tend to think of myself as a one-man wolf pack. But when I met Riley Bowser in the first grade, I knew she was one of my own. In my wolf pack, it grew by one. So there's 2 of us in the wolf pack. I was the lone person in the pack, and then Riley joined in later. And 12 years ago, when Riley introduced me to you guys, I thought, wait a second, could it be? And now I know for sure. I just added 76 more wolves to my wolf pack. 78 less wolves running around the real world together, looking for an education and jobs. So tonight, I wish you wolves the best of luck.
Holton High School has transitioned from the traditional valedictorian and salutatorian recognition system to a 3-tier graduation recognition system. 3 students have met requirements, and all 3 will be speaking this year. Our first speaker has met the requirements for the cum laude and is wearing a blue cord and a gold medallion in recognition. The requirements for cum laude are a minimum of 3.85 GPA on all classes, a minimum of 26 on the ACT, a minimum of 1 advanced placement course, and a minimum of exceed standards on all state assessments. This individual has compiled a cumulative GPA of 3.88 while completing the Kansas Honors curriculum. He has been a member of Notables for 3 years, National Honor Society for 2 years, member of the School Musical Productions for 4 years, School Play Productions for 3 years, Forensics for 3 years, Football 4 years, Journalism 2 years, Model United Nations for 3 years, Fellowship of Christian Athletes for 4 years. He received a 1 rating for a local solo and state competition 2 years in a row. He's a University of Kansas Honors Scholar. He's a Kansas State Board of Education and Board of Regents State Scholar. He will be attending Baker University, majoring in biology. And he is the son of Mark and Tina Hefty. Please welcome our first speaker, a cum laude graduate of Holton High School, Mr. Brandon James Hefty.
Mrs. Meyer, Mr. Whipper, Steve Bowser, members of the board, faculty and staff, family, friends, and class of 2011. Good evening, and thank you all for being here to witness this momentous event. Just like everything else in this world, the class of 2011 is on a defined timeline. We have a past behind us, a present among us, and a future before us. Each of these represent different periods of our lives, with their own events, experiences, and merits. My fellow classmates and I will each take turns sharing our reflections about these stages of time with you. First, I will speak of the past. When I think of the past, I think of reflection and the lessons I've learned. For example, I've learned from Gunner that during a football game, you should never do a front flip into the end zone. I remember the mistakes I've committed and the memories I've made. I remember Carlton missing his first dunk attempt during a basketball game and every succeeding dunk attempt thereafter. I remember how much of a handful our class has always been. Not only are we on our third principal since entering high school, but our class has seen no less than 7 teachers retire or move away immediately after teaching, or rather trying to teach our class. In our 7th grade year, we saw Mrs. Rathman move away. Next year, Mr. Schmitz also moved to Webber. Everyone thought it was so easy to be the principal, but we all knew the real reason. Then, our sophomore year, Mr. Phillips, Mrs. Strauss, and Mr. Ford were all still packing. Mrs. Swisher followed to our junior year, and by our senior year, Mr. McDaniel had had more than enough. On behalf of the class of 2011, I'd like to say to all those teachers, sorry. However, our class has accomplished much more than driving away teachers. We've always met standards of excellence and have had many successes through our summer events and other extracurricular activities. In many ways, our class has always been out of the ordinary. And as we have in the past, we continue to the present. Thank you.